After Columbus, he discovered America in 1492. Then people of Europe and Asia simultaneously. Then they came to know that there is a land and there is a continent that is enriched with natural resources. So many people from European countries, they started traveling towards America because that time sea route, it was one of the important modes of transportation, and many of them they settled there to extract the natural resources, and trade and commerce started developing, flourishing in America. Canada, still it is visible dense forest. It is there in Canada, and that time the wildlife and forestry department, those were looked after by those people who migrated there from Europe. So French, Spanish, Portuguese, those traders, sailors, they migrated there to America and Canada. They settled down there. They captured the land and colonialization took place. Many places became colony. Spanish colony, French colony, Portuguese colony, Dutch colony, Netherlands, people of Netherlands, they also migrated only for trade and commerce, to extract natural resources and to supply the raw materials on voyage to the European countries and to distant places all over the world. So thus trade and commerce flourished and developed all over the world. So the raw materials from Asia to the European countries, raw materials especially the forestry materials, wildlife materials, those are planks, logs, those were supplied from USA, that means America, to European countries and to the Asian countries. Apart from that, spices, cotton, silk, those were the main elements or main materials of trade and commerce. We can say the main materials of trade and commerce: cotton, jute, spices. And you know very well spices, India is enriched with spices, especially those islands, Andaman and Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep, Goa, enriched with spices. So from here, through sea route, those spices were supplied to the European countries, and from there they used to pass it on to the American countries. So thus the trade and commerce developed and it became the main source of income, main source of currency during that time. And it was only possible through sea route because that time railways were not there, or cars or vehicles were not there. Only sea route to reach those distant lands. After discovery of America, you can say a turning point took place in the field of trade and commerce, in the field of business and economy. colonialism, imperial states, they started ruling some countries of America. They started ruling European countries. They started ruling, they traveled, they migrated to India. Many countries of Asia became colonies. Dutch colony, French colony, Portuguese colony, English colonies, only in search of resources, raw materials to supply from that country to other lands through sea route. So now let us come to the point, that one important point, that is Silk Route. What is Silk Route? Guys, you open your notebook and note down the question, what do you understand by Silk Route? What do you understand by Silk Route? You note down, Silk Route was one of the examples of pre-modern trade and commerce. Silk Route was one of the examples of pre-modern trade and commerce. It was a link. It was a link between Asia, Europe and America. That is North America. You can write in short N. It was a link between Asia, Europe and North America. Silk, raw silk, those were supplied by cargo ship, that means goods ship, that is known as cargo ship, and their processing or production used to take place, and once again they supplied and sold it to the different countries all over the world. China and India, these two countries were very much popular on this field, that means Silk Route, India and China. Now only this you have written. Along the Silk Route, the silk cargoes from China, listen to this carefully, along the Silk Route, the silk cargoes from China, then Indian spices side by side, tea, coffee, you know very well, India exports tea, first class quality, best quality tea. India is the first exporter of tea to European countries, America and other continents. You know very well, and coffee also. But coffee, Brazil is very much famous for coffee. So apart from the spices, coffee, these are the beverages, coffee and tea, then textile. And you know very well that during that period, that means I am talking about 16th, 17th century, gold and silver, these two metals were found and quite popular in India. India was enriched with these two metals, gold and silver, were carried by cargo ship to European countries, and they used to sold it in high cost. So the economy, it developed like anything, it flourished like anything, and market, total market, that is global market, that was captured only on the basis of some countries and their resources. With the passage of time, that we mean that the 16th century sea route became popular. During 16th century, sea route became popular, and the sailors, the traders, along with their goods, they reached all over world, any country, wherever they used to get benefit or profit.